Now we aren't quite done with this problem yet. What we've gone through and done so far is found a factor in the real number system that will go into x to the fourth plus 3x third, etc. What we need to do now is figure out what's left over if we were to divide that out. Remember that factoring and division are basically the same thing. So a couple sections ago we learned how to do long division of polynomials. We know how to take x to the fourth minus 3x to the third plus 6x squared plus 2x minus 60 and divide it by the polynomial that we just found, x squared minus 2x plus 10. That's what we need to do in order to figure out what the other two factors will be. Our solution to this will probably be factorable into the real number system. So x squared goes into the x to the fourth, x squared times x squared ends up giving us x to the fourth. X squared minus 2 times negative 2x gives us minus 2x to the third. And x squared times 10 gives us plus 10x squared. We need to go through and subtract off this entire thing, which means that we can go through and we can change the signs on all of these, giving us plus negative x to the fourth, plus 2x to the third, and minus 10x squared. The x to the fourths cancel. This ends up leaving us with negative x to the third, and then minus 4x squared. Then we can bring down. X squared goes into negative x to the third minus x times negative x times x squared gives us negative x to the third. Negative x times negative 2x is going to give us plus 2x squared. And negative x times 10 is going to give us minus 10x. Again, we can go through and subtract off this entire value, which will end up changing the signs for us. And that will end up giving us the x thirds cancel out. This is going to give us negative 6x squared. And then we will end up getting plus 12x. And then we can bring down the minus 60. Lastly, we need to figure out how many times x squared will go into negative 6x squared. This is going to be negative 6 times. Negative 6 times x squared gives us negative 6x squared. Negative 6 times negative 2 gives us positive 12x. And negative 6 times 10 is going to give us minus 60. Notice these are the exact same values, so when I subtract this, I will end up getting 0. Remember, if this is going to be a factor, we should end up getting 0 as the remainder. So this means that our final solution for the division problem is going to end up being x squared minus x minus 6. But this still doesn't solve the problem for us of finding factors. We need to factor this in order to find out the zeros that we're looking for. This is going to factor to x minus 3 times x plus 2. From this, then, we know that x minus 3 will yield a solution of x equals 3, and x minus 2 would yield a solution for us of x equals negative 2 if we were to try to find the zeros from this. So the four factors that we are looking for were the two from the complex conjugates that we had above, and then also x equals 3 and x equals negative 2.